Hi children, we are with a new part from the first lesson, Plant Diversity from grade 7. So, today we are going to discuss about diversity of leaves. Plant leaves also display a great diversity similar to other parts of the plant based on shape, size and color. You can collect about different types of leaves from your home garden and try to differentiate and discuss the similarities about among them. Let's learn about the diversity of leaves. Photosynthesis mainly occurs in the leaf of the plant. Plant leaves get energy from the sunlight to do photosynthesis. Therefore, leaves are arranged on the stem in a way to get maximum amount of sunlight. In this picture also you can see the arrangement of plant leaves in plants to absorb maximum amount of sunlight. Even though leaves have different shape, size and different colors, they all have common parts. Let's discuss about the common parts of leaves. I have given you the picture of a leaf. In the top of the leaf you can see the tip. This is called leaf tip. From the tip to the bottom of the leaf, there is a midrib. From the midribs, when veins are originated. From the veins, ventlets are originated. This the whole area we call it the plate. The bottom we call it base. This is called petiole or stalk. The out border is the margin. These are the common parts of the leaf. Let's discuss about the leaf veination. The arrangement of ventlets in the leaf is called leaf veination. The arrangement of ventlets in the leaf is called leaf veination. There are two main veination patterns occurred in. There are two main leaf veination occurred in plant. First one is reticulate veination. Second one is parallel veination. First one is reticulate veination. The branches initiate from the midrib, spread as net through the out of the leaf. This is the picture of reticulate veination. Let's see some examples for reticulate leaves with reticulate veination. Jack, shoe flower, mango, gotukola. Next veination type is parallel veination. Ventlets parallel to the midrib, spread in the leaf. Ventlets are parallel to the midrib. Let's see some examples for parallel veination. Grass, bamboo, palmyra, coconut. You can observe leaf veination by observing the lower surface of the plant leaf clearly. We are moving to our next main topic, simple and compound leaves. When the leaf blade of leaf is not divided into segment is called simple leaf. The leaf blade of leaf is not divided into segments is called simple leaf. We can see simple leaf types in shoe flower and jack. The leaf blade of some simple leaves are partially divided into segments. It can be partially divided into segments like manioc and pepper. Leaf blade of the compound leaf is completely divided into a small leaf like parts called leaflets. These type of leaves which with leaflets are called compound leaves. That leaves from the midrib there are many small leaflets are there. So we are calling it compound leaves. Coconut, Katurumurunga, tamarind are the examples. Let's discuss about the functions of plant leaves. First one is photosynthesis. The main function of the plant leaf is photosynthesis. Through the photosynthesis, plants produce food in leaves. This is the complex picture of photosynthesis, which the process happen inside of the plant leaf. Store water. Some leaves are adapted to store water. Allow. Vegetative propagation. Some leaves produce new plants. It's called vegetative reproduction. Akkapana begonia. Now we are moving to another topic, parts of the flower and diversity of flowers. We are going to discuss about the diversity among the flowers with the use of parts of the flower. The main function of the flowers is produce fruits. The seeds inside the fruits produce new plants. These seeds are dispersed by the various methods by animals, wind, water, explosive mechanism. Flowers bear male and female reproductive structures. They combine and form seeds by sexual reproduction. The most attractive part of the plant is flower. They differ greatly in size, smell, shape and color. So, typical flower can be divided into three parts. That means the typical flower is normally with three parts: sepals, petals, gynoecium and androecium. Let's look about the external appearance of shoe flower. This is the shoe flower with the external appearance. Top of this flower, there's a stigma. From the stigma, there's the part stamen. These pink color things are called petals. This one is sepals. This one, the bottom one, is pedicel. It means stalk. Now, we are going to identify the parts of the flower by observing half flower of the shoe flower. Select the bigger flower. Cut and separate the flower into two parts. Cut it from the pedicel. Use a sharp blade. These are the three main steps which you have to follow to observe the internal appearance of the shoe flower. This is the half flower shoe flower, the internal appearance. Here you can see the top of the flower stigma is there. These are stamen. This is called style. This is the style. The stamen is with anther and filaments. These are petals. These are sepals, ovary, ovules, stalk. Okay. Let's discuss about the sepals. Sepals are generally green in color. The main function of sepals is production of flower buds. Here you can see the sepals are here to protect the flower. Petals. Petals are brightly colored. They attract insects for the pollination as well as protection the internal parts of the flower. These are the petals. Androecium. The male part of the flower is called androecium. which consist of stamen. Each stamen is made up with two parts, anther and filament. These are the stamens. One of the stamen you can see there are two things. This is the anther and this is the filament. The yellow color is the anther, white color is the filament. The function of androecium is production of pollens. Let's see different shapes of stamens can be seen in flowers. This is the one type of stamen in lotus, Sal, Niagara, lily. Gynoecium. Gynoecium is contains with three parts: stigma, style, ovary. Stigma, style, ovary. This is the stigma, this is style, this is the ovary. Ovules are presented inside in the ovary. That means ovary is represented with ovules. In this picture also you can clearly see ovules are presented in ovary. Ovules are presented within the ovary. The function of gynoecium is production of seeds. Let's do a simple activity to observe the flowers. Some white color flowers. Flowers with colorful petals. Flowers that bloom at night. Flowers that with sweet smell. Flowers with nectar. I have given you some examples. Then you can add some more. Let's see what are the examples I have given to you. The flowers with white color. Flowers in white color is the flowers with colorful petals, rose. Flowers that bloom at night, Sepalika. Flowers with sweet smell, jasmine. Flowers with nectar, Katurumurunga. Our next main topic is diversity of fruits and seeds. Fruits are formed of the flower. Seeds are founded inside the fruits. Seed produce new plant. Fruits and seeds are naturally adapted to dispersion. Let's see some examples which the fruits and seeds which disperse by wind. Hora, Gammalu, Vara, cotton. Dispersed by the water. Fruits and seeds dispersed by the water. Lotus, coconut, Kottamba, Diyakaduru, Arecanut. Dispersed by the animals. Fruits and seeds which are dispersed by the animals. Nagadarana, castor, chili, tomato and pepper. Here is the content which we have to discuss through this part of the lesson. So let's meet with the new part of the lesson, monocotyledons and dicotyledons of plants. Thank you.